2 nights ago, I was up late working. Like a lot of you, I worked late into the night. It was a little after midnight when I finally got to bed. Just as I was about to doze off, I get a notification on my phone that it's a one-time passcode to reset my password on eBay. And I was super tired, and I hate to admit it, my first thought was to roll over and try to go back to sleep. A few minutes later, I get another text message asking me for my passcode. And then it hit me. Somebody was trying to get into my eBay account. I'm going to share with you what happened in just a minute and how it turned out for me. But if you spend any time looking at YouTube, you're going to see other videos from eBay people who also do YouTube whose accounts were stolen. And you're going to find out really, really quickly, a lot of these things happen the very same way. What I want to do in this video is I'm going to tell you why hackers do it. I'm going to tell you kind of how they do it. I'm going to tell you what you can do to protect your accounts. First, let's talk about why these guys come after accounts. Why would they target my account? Well, it's really pretty simple. My account looks really good. I've had it for a long time. I've had my account since 1999. And it's 100% positive feedback. In fact, if you scroll through the 6,000 plus feedback that I have, there's not one negative in any year. And I don't think there's more than 2 or maybe 3 neutrals in all of those years. My account looks great. If a buyer is considering buying something and they look at this account, they're like, this is a trustworthy person, which makes my account very attractive to a hacker. So the reason a hacker wants my account, there's a few reasons. The number one reason is they want to make some money, and they're going to try and do it quick and then be gone. They might be after your personal information. They might be part of a larger widespread data leak or something like that. For the most part, it's going to come down to money, and how can they make money right now today? So let's say that they get my account. We know they're going to try and make money on it. Let me tell you how they go about this. Here's how they try to get my account, or anybody's account, not just mine. The first thing they're going to do is they're going to look for an account with a weakness of some kind. Either a very poor password, one that brute force can hack. And what brute force is there's computer programs that try to cycle through common words and common number combinations. And believe it or not, they can do tens of thousands of these very, very quickly. The other thing that they can do is they'll look for accounts that don't have two-factor authentication turned on, and they will do what they can to turn in a lost password and send it to their email or their phone number. And as soon as they get it to do that, you know what they do? They go in and turn on two-factor authentication so that you don't have recourse to get it back. And that's kind of how they do that. If they don't have this information from some other kind of data breach, they're going to go in and try and brute force your password or do a lost password and look for accounts that don't have two-factor authentication turned on or some other internet weakness that they've discovered. Other ways they might try to get your information is they might send you something that looks like a message from eBay telling you they need to verify your password. And they can literally try to get you to log in your information for them so that they have it. And as soon as they do that, they're going to go in and change it. No reputable business or institution is going to ask you for your login information ever. Not your bank, not eBay, not Poshmark, not Etsy, not Mercari. None of them are going to ask you to do that. So as soon as you get something that looks like you're being asked to do that, it's most likely a scam. And I would cut off all contact with them and contact the actual institution or the platform and let them know what's going on. Let's talk about what you can do to protect your account. First and foremost, you need a great password. If it's a word that's in the dictionary and a string of numbers, that's not very strong, and it wouldn't take a brute force computer long to figure out what that is. So random works better. And I have put out something in the past about using a passphrase that signals you to what your password is. Something like that can really, really help, but you need a complicated password. You need something that's random letters, random symbols, and random numbers, and it needs to be at least 8 characters, but the more characters that you have, it becomes exponentially harder for that to be cracked. I use a password manager. There's one on Google, like Google Chrome has one, but my fear for that one has always been all they need is the Google Chrome one, and then they've got everything. So I use Bitwarden. I don't have an affiliate link for it or anything, but what it does is it has a complicated password that I set up, but it generates like 20 character passwords for my eBay. Very, very difficult to get into. So number one, you need a really good password. Remember, if you're treating eBay like a business, you don't want anybody stealing your business from you. Having a really good password, first step, absolutely critical and important. Step 2, turn on 2-factor authentication. I think a lot of people know what that means, but in case, let's talk about exactly what that is. 1-factor authentication is like your password. You pass that factor in and you're in. 2-factor authentication means that after your password, there's a second step. Now, it could be that your second step is you've approved a computer that's like sitting on your desk. This is a trusted device, and I know that this one is good. If it's coming through this device, we should be good. But if anybody tries to change your passwords or change your email address or change the phone number that these things are going to, what 2-factor authentication does is it follows the steps that you've prescribed. For me, it texts me on my phone a 6-digit code that only I can get. So let's say I get somewhere and I really do need to reset my password. I'm going to get a text message on my phone that I can enter in, and then I'm in. That second factor eliminates somebody who's in India or some other place from just being able to hijack me and send everything their way. I would have to approve it. Now, some scammers will try and contact you to get that passcode. Never. That'll never happen from a reputable business or institution. So you never give that to anybody. In fact, if I had a 2-factor authentication code come to me that I wasn't expecting, and then I got a text message from Melody saying, hey, did you get that code? I would never text her that code back until I have heard her voice and I know exactly who I'm talking to, because at that point, I'm not trusting her information either, that it's actually coming from her. So 2-factor authentication creates this road bump that makes it super, super difficult for somebody to hijack your account. It's not impossible, but you need to remember that the people that are doing this, they're looking for low-hanging fruit. They're looking for the easy ones to do. So what happened with me that night? I have 2-factor authentication turned on, and I got up, I came back upstairs to my office, I log into eBay, and first thing I check is to make sure that there's nothing's changed, nobody's deleted my listings, these people haven't created a bunch of fantasy listings that they're trying to sell stuff cheap through my account. I make sure that none of my contact information has changed, and I open my Bitwarden and I change my password to something brand new that is also incredibly difficult to crack so that they can't get in there. And then the next morning, I kind of repeat the process again to make sure that none of my banking information has changed. Nothing has happened that infringes on the security that I have set up for my business, my bank accounts, my livelihood, that I still have it protected. Here is what I want from you. If you go back and you look at the videos just like this from people that have either had their accounts stolen or people like me that were able to thwart it, what you're going to notice, these videos, they don't generate a lot of views. People don't watch them. And I understand that a whole lot of the people that watch this, they probably already have 2-factor authentication turned on. They've probably already taken steps to protect their account. But I want you to tell people and to share it. And if you don't want me to have the views, you can copy the video and make your own. If you're watching this and you're a YouTuber, you're welcome to steal my information and make your own video. The real goal here is that we protect as many of the people that are doing what we love so that we don't let some hacker somewhere undermine the platform that we depend on to do what we do. So that's it for this one. I genuinely appreciate you watching. I'm going to see you real soon on the next one. Bye.